Now that we've covered our bases when it comes to how much YouTube paid me for the first time, as well as how to get monetized, now is the time for us to talk about how you actually get your payment out of YouTube. So keep on watching. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Zinhle, and welcome back to The Real ZB. So this is part 3 of our 3-part series on our sort of YouTube monetization vibe, okay? So in the first part, I covered how much I got paid for the first time on YouTube, and last week I gave you some tips on how you can become monetized faster, and I went through some things that you might not have heard. And in this video, I am going to cover how exactly to get your payment out of YouTube. I'm going to talk about how you get your PIN verification, as well as how to fill in your tax information when it's time to get your payment. And I'm also going to cover how the YouTube payment method works. It's going to be a lot, but this is going to be a short video. So let's first start on what steps you need to take once you've become monetized. So once you become monetized, you will receive an email in the email account that you registered for your YouTube account. You will also be able to see on your YouTube studio sort of a link that will show you what to do step by step. But basically the next step is that you need to sign up for Google Adsense. So Google Adsense is going to be the sort of platform that is going to accumulate all the money that you've made throughout various Google platforms. So if you've got a blog, if you've got a website, and if you've got a YouTube channel, all of those are going to be accumulated into Google AdSense, right? So you need to sign up for a Google AdSense account, and it's going to look a little bit something like this. On the landing page, I'll just put it on the screen. So you need to sign up for a Google AdSense account. Okay, so once you have successfully gotten your YouTube AdSense up and running, it's going to pick up that you are now eligible to be monetized on YouTube. So you're going to need to do 2 steps of verification on your Google AdSense. The first one that you need to verify is you need to verify yourself, right? So the personal identification is basically to protect you as well, to make sure that somebody doesn't go and steal your account just as you've gotten monetized, you guys. Because we're living in the internet age, we know that we've got people who are working against us out there, who are trying to steal our information and are trying to steal our money. But as much as it's a tedious exercise, it's an important step as well. So there, basically, you would verify yourself using your name, your date of birth, and they might also ask you to give some sort of identification in the way of your ID document or ID card, or a proof of address, just to say that you are who you say you are. And then the second verification that you need to pass is one that sort of gives everyone so much grief, okay? And that is identifying your address, okay? So this is where Google AdSense will send you a 6-digit PIN to your physical address or to your postal address, just to verify that it is you that is going to receive the payment and to protect the integrity of your Google AdSense account, right? So this one gave me so much grief, you guys. Like I said, I got sort of monetized round about June this year, and I only received my PIN a day before it expired. So this is how this works, okay? So Google AdSense will send you a PIN in the mail, right? And you're given a maximum of exactly 4 months to verify your address from the time that you sort of get monetized. So they will send you this PIN via the mail, right? Because of the C word previously, and because we're also geographically in kunzima, you know, we're living in South Africa, so the postal service kubanzima, you know exactly how difficult it is via the postal service, right? It's highly likely that by the time 4 months ends, you may not have received your PIN. But there are some things that you can do in order to sort of fast track getting your PIN, and also to make sure that you get it within the 4 months. So for me, this is what happened. So I I requested my PIN, my first PIN, and I didn't really read the instructions properly. So I was just like, I think I waited for about 2 months. Okay. And then after 2 months, I was like, no, man, there's nothing. I've received nothing in the mail. And this is suspicious. Okay. So I went on a deep dive. I did all my research. I tried to figure out how to sort of bypass the system and to be able to sort of verify my address without having this PIN, right? But what I found out, guys, is that you have to request your PIN for the maximum attempts, which is 3 times, right? So all 3 of your PINs need to have been older than 3 weeks before you can be able to do sort of the circumvention method, like the method where you go around the system. Now, if you would like me to cover this, let me know down in the comments, but I'm not going to get into all of those logistics. So basically, I requested my first PIN. After 2 months, it hadn't come. I requested my second PIN, but then when I requested my second PIN, my attempts weren't going down. So it means that requesting my second PIN wasn't successful. So I had to request it again and then make sure that my number of attempts remaining was 1. Okay. And it just so worked out that by the time that I requested my third PIN, it should have arrived round about the time that my monetization would have expired if I hadn't verified it. So my monetization was expiring on the 19th of October, and I received my PIN on the 18th of October in the mail. And this was like a week or a few days after I'd requested my third PIN. So guys, there's no formula to it. You just have to play the waiting game. But what I would suggest is that you don't wait for two months for your PINs in the mail. If your PIN that you've requested is not in the mail by 3 weeks, then request another PIN, and then wait another 3 weeks, and then request another PIN. And then if it hasn't come by 3 weeks time, then you can sort of qualify to do the circumvention method, because they'll be able to see that you've requested 3 PINs and all your 3 PINs haven't come within 3 weeks of you requesting it. So yeah, so then you verify your address. Your PIN comes in the mail, or you verify your address using another way. And then there's another step that you have to fill in before you can get paid, and this is where you have to fill in your tax information. Now, this is so important for us, especially as South Africans, and it's very, very easy. It's way easier than you guys think. So I think it was around about last year or sometime this year, YouTube now holds a sort of withholding tax on all the YouTube payments coming to us. But because South Africa and the US are in sort of like a treaty, YouTube doesn't have to withhold tax from you. So you need to fill in your tax information to make sure that you get all of your money from YouTube. So I've got my laptop here, the trusted laptop. And this is how you fill in your tax details. I'm also gonna sort of paste it on the screen so that you guys can follow through. But yeah, please don't mind if I look down. It's because I'm looking at my laptop and I'm sort of guiding you through the steps. I obviously don't know it off by heart, but yeah. Okay, so here on the sidebar, you would basically go to payments. So you click on payments, and then you click on payments info. You scroll down, and then you click on the block where it says manage settings. Okay. And then here in manage settings, you're going to scroll all the way down to where it says United States tax info, okay? And then you're going to click on the pencil, and then you're going to click manage tax info. Okay, so here, this is basically where you fill in all your tax information. But what is important here is that you fill in the W8BEN form, okay? So I think it's the first one out of the two options, but make sure it's the W8BEN form, right? And then when it comes to filling in all the percentages for motion picture and TV, other copyright services and default, you need to put them on 0, okay? And then you just put in your addresses and all of that stuff, and it's as easy as that. Okay, it's as easy as that. And then that will mean that all the money that YouTube needs to pay you will come into account instead of having a withholding tax on it. And then you also need to set up a payment method on YouTube. So what I did is I opened an account with a bank. I opened a business account, like just a simple business account with no monthly fees, just a basic one. And then that's where all my payments are going. But you can use your personal bank account. Just make sure that you have a bank account that you put there where it says payment method, still on the payments info as well. So now that we've covered all of the admin, right, let's talk about how sort of the YouTube payment works, right? Because I think a lot of people are confused as to 21 days, the 21st, the what happens, okay? So this is basically what happens, and I'm gonna illustrate it to you by showing you my own YouTube payments. Okay, fine. All right, so let me just go back to my payments info. Right, so we're going to look here where it says transactions, right? So basically this is what happens, ne? YouTube measures how much money you've made from the first to the end of the month, right? So say we are in the month November, which we are, right? So it's going to calculate how much you've made from the 1st of November to the 30th of November, right? And then it takes about 2 days after the end of the month to sort of get an accurate representation. So you should be looking at your Google Adsense around about the 2nd or the 3rd of the month to see if you've reached the threshold. Ne? So the threshold in South Africa that you need to reach in order for YouTube to pay you out money is 1,000 Rand. So you need to reach 1,000 Rand, and it's not a per month thing, it's not a per 12-month thing, it's 1,000 Rand in total. So it could take you 2 weeks to reach that, it could take you 2 years to reach that, but once you've been monetized, you will need to reach a threshold of 1,000 Rand in order for YouTube to pay you, right? So from the 1st to the 30th of November, say you've made 1,000 Rand, right? So this will mean that on the 21st of December, you will get paid your 1,000 Rand because YouTube pays you on the 21st day of the month following, of the following month. I don't know why I said it like that. Of the following month. So like I said in our little example, if you reached your 1,000 Rand by the 30th of November, it will mean that on the 21st of December, you're going to get paid all the money that you've accumulated. So this cycle goes on and on and on like that. So for example, for me, my sort of AdSense for the first payment, remember from the first video that we watched, my first payment was 1,209, and that was by the 30th of September, that is how much I had made. And I got paid that amount on the 21st of October. So now let's look at how much my earnings are from the 1st of October until the 31st of October. So basically from the 1st of October to the 31st of October, I have made 411 Rand in the month of October. So this will mean that on the 21st of November, I'm not going to get paid because I haven't reached the 1,000 Rand threshold again. So say then in November, if you guys watch my ads, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, I make 600 Rand, right? So that will mean that by the 30th of November, I will have made 600 Rand plus 411 Rand, which means that I will have reached my 1,000 Rand threshold, which will then mean for me that on the 21st of December, I'm going to get paid my 1,000 Rand, okay? Happy days for me. I'm going to have a Merry Christmas if you watch my adverts. So then Z, what happens if I made 3,500 Rand? Will they only pay me 1,000 Rand? No. So they're going to pay you however much money you have made, so long that it is above the threshold of 1,000 Rand. Okay, and they pay on the 21st of the following month. We're following Moss. Yes, okay, perfect. And basically that is everything that you need to know about how YouTube works when it comes to payment. Now guys, the next video that you're going to see from me is the start of this year's Vlogmas. I'm so excited. So if you missed out on last Vlogmas, make sure that you catch up in this week before Vlogmas starts. Make sure that you catch up on my previous Vlogmas videos by clicking on this playlist right here, and I'll see you next week for 2022 Vlogmas. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.